Hey guys, Paladin Piper. Doing a little video. If you looked at the title of this, you saw it was a viewer email, or viewer question, and I thought instead of, I'll keep his name anonymous, but I thought instead of answering you on the email, I would do a video to kind of show you and talk to you about what you asked me. So what he asked was he complimented me on being able to find nuanced flavors in some blends, and he's fairly new. He said he was 6 months just starting out, and asked if there was a certain pipe packing method that would give him better results flavor-wise. The short answer, I believe, and you know, you're gonna look at the comments on this video and probably see 10 different things, and that's okay, is not really. Personally, I think the best thing that I have done as a piper is honestly the Virginia Journey. If you've, I don't know if you're new to my channel or not, or if you've just been, you didn't say that, but if you can go back and look at those videos, really before I started trying Virginia tobaccos, I couldn't taste a whole lot, to be honest with you. And that's one of the reasons I loved Paladin, was because Paladin Black Cherry was so in your face for me that I was like, wow, this is really good. And that's what turned me on to enjoying the hobby in the first place, because to be quite honest, everything up until then just didn't taste like anything. I mean, it was like, why do this? A very good case in point actually is Prince Albert, which I love now, and I remember trying it when I first started, and it was just this hot mess that really didn't give me any flavor at all. Now it's great stuff, but it also, I think it took time for me to just mature and to try a lot of blends and to kind of go through the trenches, so to speak, of really, you know, burning my mouth and puffing too hot and packing wrong, and we'll talk about packing, and that's why I got this out here. But there is one instance, at least that I've found, that I'll say two, because I'm gonna show you one today, but then there's another one that tend to give me the best flavors every time I make a video. The first one is what I call the codger fill, and I think Eric, the blue collar pipe smoker, calls the dip and scoop, and that is primarily what I do most of the time. With most blends, I do a very light pack. I don't do the 3-pinch method anymore. I will occasionally do the Frank method with this stuff, but it's pretty much dip and scoop. And I have found no tongue bite, great airflow, even with a filter, because I'm a filter guy, and really good flavors. The second one is with flake tobacco. Now, admittedly, I am usually excited to come out here and try different blends, even if they're in flake form. So I typically do rub them out and just make it into like a coarse cut, like what Prince Albert is and Granger and things like that. However, if I've got several hours to spend, which is rare, but I will occasionally, I actually like to do the fold, stuff, tap, and twist, which is, I can kind of show you, it's kind of a variation on 2 a.m. pipe on the patios, way he does flakes, fold and stuff, and then also an air pocket method. So I really do like that, and I do find that the flavors are a little better with that packing method. Yeah, so let me show you, because I'm gonna have a bowl of Prince Albert, so I thought I'd show you. This is Prince Albert in the tub here, and I kept this little thing in here, but you can kind of see I've had a little bit. So so literally all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take my pipe and just kind of scoop in there, okay? And literally, I'm just trying to see it on camera, okay? And you might have seen some of those old commercials where the guys just literally take their thumb and kind of push it over the bowl like that, and then kind of push it in. And sometimes I'll do that with very little pressure. and just basically, now Prince Albert is probably the ribbonist, if that's a word, codger cut. So literally I am just barely putting any pressure on there. So let's see if I can use it. And that's it. I mean, that's all I do. Got great airflow. Really no problem. Now, the last part is of that's kind of the packing, I think. At least that's my opinion. Guys, my friends in the YTPC, please leave comments if you found different, goes again. If you found, if your mileage has varied, which it probably has, leave a comment how you like to pack. If you find that some packing method gives you more flavor, basically the down and dirty of it is, I think it's just your smoking technique and time and letting your palate mature is probably the real trick, but you know, is what it is. The other thing is whether you use a Zippo versus a match versus like a cedar spill. I've actually used some cedar spills lately, and I really like the cedar spills. They're really good. I often, well, as you guys have seen, I've smoked once in my house, maybe twice in my entire 10, 11 years of having a pipe. So it is much more common to be out here on the patio, so wind is an element, and unless I've got all of the shades drawn, I'm pretty much going to use a Zippo. Now, it does impart a flavor in the beginning. You can mitigate that if you let the Zippo burn for about 10 or 15 seconds before you draw, but there is most likely you're going to have just a slight hint of that kind of lighter fluid taste. I don't find that to be a problem anymore. It doesn't bother me. It's literally like a flash in the pan and it's gone. But I have to admit that on really nice blends, like my Watch City blends, some of my Seattle Pipe Club blends, my Semois, you want to, if you can, use a match or a cedar spill. It just really preserves the flavor so much better. But Prince Albert's really forgiving, Granger's forgiving, Sir Walter's forgiving, Paladin's forgiving, so that's not a big deal. But if you do use a Zippo, you will get a little taste of lighter fluid. So the other thing is, and this is my last little bit, I really appreciate your email, and I hope this isn't too long and winded for you, but is draw really gently. Try to get as little smoke in your mouth as possible. And I know that sounds weird, but it really does help the flavor, I think. And really, you don't want to like char the tobacco. You just want to heat it, you know, as best you can. So, so we'll let this burn for just a second, just to show you. And it's kind of the same as with a match versus a Zippo. Whatever you just kind of want to brush the flame over the tobacco to heat it up, and just barely char it. I mean, just kiss it, you know. Kiss the flame to the tobacco. I mean, I am barely drawing, and I have a filter in. I mean, I'm not drawing hard at all. And again, I had a little bit of lighter fluid taste just in the very first instance. After that, it's nice chocolate, molasses, a little bit of nuttiness. So a light tamp, and you're ready to go. So I hope that helps. I really appreciate you watching my videos and commenting and sending me an email. I like that, because I do the reviews because when I started, we basically had matches, mutton chop, cane rod, and Bradley from Stuff and Things were kind of my main ones. So great stuff, but I was really curious, and I dove deep into the different types of tobacco. So it's definitely I really do enjoy doing the reviews. So and as my palate has matured, it's just been more fun. So, all right, guys, that's 10 minutes in. I hope that helps. Feel free to email me any questions or anything like that. I'm an open book, and I'm glad that you enjoy the channel. Stay tuned, and we're going to have more good stuff coming up. So thank you, and palate it out.